Hey, it's working. Damn, 2 streams. What up, Greg? Mayor away. So we are trying the dual stream today. I've got one up on Twitch and I've got one on YouTube, and the chat should show where the chat is coming from. What's up, Spectre? Let me see if it's... I don't know that it's cropped appropriately though. No, it's not. Let's bring this up. I don't want it to drop below there. What's up, Leslie? As far as the Twitch link, I'll have to add that. Let me get that for the YouTube section. I'll have to mess with Twitch some more to get everything kind of set up. Channel, Cappy. Tis fancy, tis fancy. Channel, Cappy. Tis fancy, tis fancy. Now we're getting some reverb because Twitch isn't muted. Mute that shit. Alright. Twitch link is now in the description. I don't know if you all really care, but hey, whatever. It's there if you want to do it. Working on Sunday? Yeah, I gotta do this before Monday because it's one of my buddies. It's a simple repair. There's nothing crazy about it, but I figured I'd do it on live stream because it's not something that I don't think I've ever done one on live stream. Maybe I have, but this is a Volvo semi tractor trailer cluster. So it's got, I'll show it to you here in a second. It's got all the readouts on the your gauge, if you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm sure most of you will know what I'm talking about, but for those who don't, I made a mess everywhere on the back of this thing cleaning that up. The glue came off, but then it immediately kind of re-dried and stuck to everything. Alright, get that cleaned up. So, gauge cluster. It's got the LCD screen in the center for diagnostics and all that crap. Anthony working as well, sitting here catching up. I can be lazy tomorrow. You need to do a full day live stream. No necessarily talking to us, but maybe an all day cam for the shop. We've thought about it. Just put a camera up in the back so y'all can fucking watch us like creeps. I'm interested to see if anybody posts from Twitch. It says YouTube's still offline, yet YouTube's obviously not offline. I'm glad it still shows who's mods. I wonder if I can select mods from here still. Let's see. No, I can't select mods from here. It is pretty cool though, like you can set up different things. What's the dark theme look like? Do you like the dark theme or the light theme? Which one's better? Which is easier to read? More forgiving how? You like the dark theme? I can keep it on dark theme. We'll keep it on dark theme, see what people think. Dark is better? Alright, cool. Alright, so I think these are either T8 or T10. Let's see, to open this thing. T10. The dark theme is less taxing on the eyes also. The microscope's probably going to be... Well, I can show under the microscope what I'm doing. It's kind of useless for this, but... This isn't really micro soldering, this is more macro. Triumph cluster? What was wrong with it? The Twitch streams, yeah, stream stutters. Well, I don't know if it's stuttering right now. I had it up a second ago, but I haven't watched it since. So, what's up, Paul? I do like the way that the text and stuff looks on this chat window, though. Looks much better. LCD panel was burnt from the sun. It still says that YouTube's offline for some reason in the bottom here. Like, it shows me what's going on. I have 3 viewers on Twitch, evidently. At least that's what it's saying. If anybody's on Twitch right now, drop a message in there. Let's make sure it's working properly. It says YouTube's offline, though. Love the shirt. This is actually from another company. I thought about making one of my own, though. I thought about getting one like the Fear the Beard shirt, but do one with a micro soldering pencil under the beard. YouTube tells you 15 watching. Yeah, it probably is 15 watching, but for some reason on, like, I've got a little window here that while the chat's going on, I can see who's active on each one. I'm sure that's Micah. Yes, it is. Yeah. Hello. Yeah, she'll have to come to the store if she wants money back because you don't have it, do you? Later. First like of the stream. Alright, we got all our screwsies out. Let's see what we've replaced and what we haven't replaced. Well, so I worked on this one before, so if you look at this, see how some of the needles are not in the appropriate spots, like the mile per hour is not right, and the oil pressure right here is not right? Well, I've worked on this one before, and guess what? The black ones are the ones I've replaced, and the white ones are the original ones, and guess who's fucked up? The white ones. So, yeah, Spectre, the only thing I don't like about Teespring, and I've been talking to Ashley's mom does it too. She has t-shirts on there that she sells, and I was talking to her, and she said there's a way that I can get it set up to where you all can do buy it now options and just buy them and then get them printed immediately. And I think I'm going to try to do that. That way there's not so much weight. Like, that's the only thing I don't like about them. I mean, it's really fucking convenient, but it just takes forever to fucking... Hey, Twitch stream is working. Sweet. Thanks. Fixing things. I can see it. I'm glad somebody tested it out. Alright, so I've got to go through here and mark the position of all these stepper motors where their zero position is, so that when I put these needles back on, they're right in the right spot and not all over the fucking place. Because the needles, the only thing that tells the needles where the 0 point is where the stepper motor starts working, where it has a stop in it. So I can put these needles on any way I want. If they're not in the correct position, they'll fucking read wherever the hell the motor thinks it's supposed to be. Thank you, Paul. Is this the same Paul or a different Paul? There's so many Pauls on the channel. But I'm still trying to figure out an option for USB on-screen voltmeter, because the one that Paul sent in just didn't fucking, for some reason it doesn't fucking want to sync up to the computer correctly. So I decided that I might buy the Flux. It's a little more expensive. I'd have to look and see what models they offer, but the ones that I've seen are fairly expensive. But I suspect that the Flux probably has a proper USB like host in it, so that if I actually plug it in, it'll work, because it's not going through the serial port. Unless somebody can do step-by-step help on setting up my meter. I took it to the flea market though. We're definitely going to use it, because the one we have at the flea market is a cheap ass one, and that one's much better than the one we were using there. Yeah, YouTube takes a cut, but I mean, the thing about that is, like, YouTube is technically doing a lot of stuff for free. They're hosting videos, which takes up space. They're using bandwidth, so I mean, I understand they're going to take their cut on stuff, so I have no hard feelings about that. Alright, so I'm going to take all these stepper motor needles off. So we've got all our needles off. They're now marked. See, I've got the tape down and marked them where their 0 point is. Actually, I can probably turn this down so I can see what the fuck I'm doing. So, flip it over. I got to take out my screws here to get to the front of the panel. Yeah, I saw Jason's video on how he set his up, because when I was having problems, I was like, well, Jason had problems too, so I'm going to go watch his. Well, I did everything Jason did, and it still won't it won't display on the computer. Like, it recognizes the USB, it installs the drivers. I installed the software. Everything works kind of how it should, but it just does not talk to the meter at all. Like, it shows nothing on the display. I've tried, like I said in one of the other streams, I've tried changing the COM port manually. I've tried changing the refresh or talk rate, that the bit rate or whatever. I've tried changing how like the different ports that it's on. I don't know, it just doesn't want to work. 500? Well, that's not terrible. I thought they were closer to 1,000. Is it a truck cluster? Yes, this is a semi-truck cluster. I'm just gonna move the... Let's see here. I'm sure... Actually, I might be able to use the scope. I might have to lift it up a little bit, but... So... the voltage overlay there, I need to increase the capacity a little bit. Hold on. DCPS is too low. Alright, color capacity, let's do 80%. No, 90%. 90% works. Alright. This one I don't think has anything to do with Open Broadcaster though. What's my best story from the FBI child porn virus? I mean, it's, I don't know. I get people that come in and they're like they're these just like really straight cut people, and like they'll come in and be like, my computer says that I've been caught watching child porn. I don't watch that stuff. I'm like, okay, I don't think you do. I was like, the FBI's not gonna send you a fucking warning. Really kind of sad story. Well, not really sad, but kind of fucking weird, I guess. I don't know how you would describe it, but the guy that I used to work at the flea market with, not too long ago, like a month ago, got arrested for exactly that, child pornography. And I hope he goes to jail, because fucking gross. Probably won't though. Probably go to fucking probation because he's never been in trouble before or something. But yeah, pretty gross. Let's see. I don't think I have my solder sucker. I just used some of my braid. Let's see, we'll do a test. We'll do MG Chemical Super Wick. We got two types of Super Wick. And we got Goot Wick. And we got the Tech Spray Pro Wick. So we're going to see which one will suck solder the best. Get my old RMA tacky flux. I'll put down some flux here. This stuff's the creaminess. It's got that creamy on it. Alright, we're going to use a big boy iron. We're going to come in here. This is the tech spray stuff. Come on, iron, get up to temperature. Alright, so tech spray. Well, it had it all and then it dropped some back in. Let's see if it'll suck all the solder out of this joint. There we go. So it pulled all the solder out of that joint, so that's tech spray. Here's MG Chemicals Super Wick in a green container. I don't know what the difference is. That did pretty good. That's got a good braid on it. I didn't notice that. So that's a pretty tight weave. I like that. Here's the... This is just a wider MG Chemicals, but the braid's a little... You can see it's a little looser. Like it kind of spreads out a little more. Let's see how it does. Pretty good. It left a little bit in there. Let's see if we can get that out. No, can't get all of it out. These two up here got all of it, but this one, this wider braid's not getting down in there. There it goes. So that's pretty good. Now let's come over here. This is the stuff that Lewis uses, the Goot Wick. Goot's got a decent braid, but it really frays a lot. Like, see when you press on it, it opens up real easy. Let's see how it does as far as pulling this solder out. Pretty good. So, I mean, they're all about the same, really. That Super Wick is actually really nice. I didn't notice the braid on it. It does spread a little bit. That's the only thing that I don't like. Like, the tight weave braids, like... So when you press on the, this is the, when I press open, that's pressed open on the tech spray. That's how much the weave opens up when I press it together. So that's as wide as it gets. So the Goot Wick, when you press it open, that's why I don't like Goot Wick. See that? Like it really like opens big gaps in the braid. See that the gaps that open up in that. Let's see, MG Chemicals Super Wick. Super Wick actually might be a little tighter than the. Yeah, it's tighter than the tech spray. That's pretty good. I might consider getting some of that too. See how they do. This one I feel like since it's such a wide braid, it's going to do the same thing that the Goot does. It actually stays together pretty well. The wider braid will tend to fray a little more. Goot Wick's good for jumpers. Yeah, I can see that. The auto text. So whenever you all follow or if you subscribe or anything, it'll automatically post up text on the chat. That it's an auto text kind of thing. So. Best one I've had is a pastor came into our shop praying and begging us not to hate him. Greg, what do you mean? The browser hijacks the screen so the blaring speaker beeps. You're talking about when they get the fucking virus shit? Fixing things, I like them tight. Yeah, we do. I really like the tight weave braid too. Twitch sub, not YouTube. Already YouTube sub. Yeah, I noticed that it was for Twitch, but it posts them on both. I'm gonna do also on Twitch. Any type of donations and stuff, I'm gonna turn on the voiceover thing so when you donate, it'll read it out. I don't know if it did it on the YouTube donation. I'll have to go back and check, or you all can tell me. But there's an option to turn on voiceover, and I've watched quite a few Twitch streamers and YouTube streamers, and it's pretty funny, the voiceover comments. Like, I like it because you can add some personality to it, and you can leave like your own personal message, and it reads it out on screen, which can be good and bad, I guess. Some people will take advantage of that and put some stupid shit, but as long as it's all in good fun and nothing fucking stupid. Alright, so this one down here where we use the larger MG chemical is not fully disconnected. It's still stuck to that sidewall. So let's try the thinner braid. Alright, now let's see if these are all loose, if it'll come out. Well, it's still well stuck in there. Who's hung up on a pad here? Somebody's hung up. Oh, that one was still hung up. That one's good. So tech spray hole 1 is good. The MG chemicals hole was stuck a little bit, but it's good now. Is this one still stuck? Now it's loose. Yeah, it was still stuck. And the Gootwick hole is unstuck. So there you go. Now we got our motor out. Here's the stepper motor itself. I don't know how well you all can see it. Chub nuts. I like it. But oh yeah, the fucking the fake scammer like Microsoft bullshit where they call the number and they get fucked over. That stuff's pretty funny. Alright, so we'll move over to our other one. I'm also going to get that auto-focusing microscope camera soon because I think that'll pay off very well. So let's try 2 top holes. We'll use the MG chemicals, and the 2 bottom holes we'll use the tech spray. Where the fuck is my flux? There it is. The inside gears actually don't go bad. I think it's got these permanent DC motors in them. I'll open one up here and show you. I think it's the permanent DC motors in them that fail because they get real notchy, and I think it's because of the way that the motors work in there, that something about the so this is the MG chemicals. Let's see if we can get that cleaned out. Something about the permanent DC motor inside the stepper motor starts to get, I guess, extra magnetized or something. It gets really, really notchy. Like when the meters are good, like they're really smooth, and then when they go out, like it feels like the magnets are catching real hard inside of it, because when you turn, it's like click, 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 click. Like you can actually feel the stepper motor gears, or not the gear, but the motor like moving step by step. Alright, so we'll try the tech spray here. It's cleaning about the same. I'd say they're fairly comparable wicks. That one cleaned up quick. Let's see if I can get this one to clean up. Alright. Looks loose. Let's check it. Find my tweezers. Did I get the motors from Volvo? No, the motors are actually, most of them are made by third-party companies. So most of these companies buy from third-party manufacturers, and they put these motors in here. So these motors actually work in Volvo semi-clusters. They work in Ford Mustang, like the newer Mustang motors. GM uses a similar style, but the probe points are different on them. There's several different types of stepper motors they use in these, but most of the companies just interchange and use them. Like I said, these come out of like a 2006 model Ford Mustang. They're the same stepper motor that they use in their gauge clusters. So if these motors fail in here, you can almost guarantee that they fail in the Mustangs. These do get a lot more usage though, since semi trucks are on the road a lot more. I mean, most of your semis have close to 1 million miles on them, and they're still on the road going strong. It's pretty crazy how well those motors hold up. Alright, so we got those two out. I'm going to take one of these apart so you all can see what's inside of them. They're really simple inside. There's nothing like complicated to them. It's got on either side, these are electromagnets, so that it's a positive negative, and what it does, it has a controller that pulses them back and forth, and then if it needs to go the other way, it pulses them the opposite direction to get the stepper motor to go the other way. So if you pulse the left side first, it'll pull the motor one step to the left, and then if you pulse the right motor, it'll pull the motor one more step to the right or left. But if you pulse it the opposite polarity in this way, it'll pull it one direction this way, and then you pulse here and it'll pull it the other direction this way. So they're really simple setups, and they've got these it's just a fast oscillating controller IC that tells them which direction to go. So we'll open it up here and you can see inside of it. So let's see if that shows up well. So on the top here, this is a retention spring. The top just kind of sandwiches down this to put pressure on the gear set to keep the gears together. You've got this looks like just an idler here to keep the gear kind of rolling in the same place, because if you look in the top, it's got resets cut out for the motors. But see, it's just got windings on either side, and then under here, I think it's on the bottom of this one, or is it the bottom of this one? No, I'm trying to remember how it works. I thought it had a magnet. Maybe this is this magnetized? No, it's not. Okay, so I guess it just uses the oh, the magnet's here. Okay, so the magnet's in this little gear set here. It's right there. So the magnet's right there, and all it does is polarizes one direction depending on how you want the motor to go. But over time, these get notchy, and I'm not sure why, because the gears don't break on them. I've never seen a broken gear on them. See, I can't turn that. Like, it just kind of binds up. It's something to do with the magnet here. I don't know if it becomes too magnetized or what, but they get notchy. Because I don't think that, let me check the electromagnets over here. I don't think that they go bad. I say that, and then I'm going to find out it's bad. Well, maybe they do. Yeah, so this electromagnet has no continuity. Well, neither is this one, though. Well, maybe that's not it. It should have continuity. Unless it's two separate windings somehow. But what are they connected to? Let's pull the electromagnetic plate out. If you ever need jumper wire, let me know. I got you. I wonder what size that jumper wire is. That might be thinner than what I have. I might steal that. I assume that these would be connected, but they're not. At least it's not. I mean, the core is obviously one piece, but the motors are completely disconnected. Let me go grab new ones real quick and see if maybe that's what fails on them. It's just the windings. Alright, so here's the new motor. They're considerably thinner overall, like height wise, but let's see if there's continuity here. No, there's no well, 277 ohms between those 2 points. Let's see what we got here. 280 ohms, so that's okay. Let's see about this one. Oh, that might be our problem. Okay, so one of the windings has failed. This winding here has no continuity. Well, we just got a reading just then. but it was when I was pulling away. Yeah, I have no ohm resistance meter there. Let me see what it says in ohms mode. Yeah, this one's completely open. There's no continuity across the pins. It is 0. Open line. Sorry, not 0, open line. But if we test this one here, I get 280. So one side of the winding is going out. Is the winding still using the same wires? I mean the windings are connected. There would be no point in having two separate windings, I don't think. You wouldn't be able to create a magnet by doing that. This one is faulty because there's no continuity from this pole to this pole. If I measure my new one here, I'll measure both sides here. So this side measures 277 ohms. This side measures 277 ohms. So that's what it is. The windings in these are failing. So it makes sense why the motor stops moving, although they still get notchy, which doesn't make any sense to me. It is always the coil, that's true. So I'm going to test this again and see which one of these is bad. And I'm going to throw that one away, and I'm going to keep the other one because it's got a shit ton of fucking wire on it. 290 ohms. Well, now it's reading okay. It was just reading nothing, and now it's reading something. 296, 288. Well, I don't fucking know then. There was no continuity a minute ago, but now there is. Maybe I hit something down here where they're soldered. Maybe the solder connection comes loose somehow. Cause see, well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. They wrapped the wire around and then soldered at the bottom, and then it's coiled. Fuck it. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna keep the wire though for sure. I still think it's not the actual windings. I thought it was for a second, but I think it's the actual, like, the motor in these gets real fucking notchy. Like, there's no... Yeah, because I don't have anything in here now other than the gears. So the only thing in here is the gears. Yeah, like, it's extremely notchy. I don't know if y'all can hear this. Let's see. Can you all hear that? What are the pivot points that the gears sit in? They just sit in a plastic molding built into the case. So could you all hear the motor? Okay. Now, so this is the original motor. Like it's pretty notchy. And then that's the only thing I think is gear wear, but the gears don't look worn. So here's the new one. The new ones are much quieter. There's no, I don't see any type of bushing in them, to be honest though. I mean, maybe gear wear? I don't know. I don't know. We're sitting here arguing or talking about this, and these motors don't cost but a few dollars. I do wonder why they fail, though. But yeah, I don't... So, this gear sits in a plastic housing, and on the bottom it's metal. So the plastic's going to wear before the metal does. And looking at the gear teeth, like the gear teeth are good on that one. So we go to this one here. This one has finer gear teeth. It has a gear in the center here, which runs on the edge of this motor that meshes up right there. And that looks good. These gear teeth look good. They're not worn out or broken. Now this is a plastic swivel at the bottom. But looking here, I don't see anything that's out of place. This is the only thing that really, I think, could be causing it. This magnet here, sitting inside this housing. This is what drives the actual motor. Quit sticking to that. I don't know if that... Man, it doesn't seem like it's fucking like... It's not tough to move it. Let's try it piece by piece and see if there's a piece that seems like it's fucked up. See, I think it's this. It's got to be this. Something about this wears out. Because this is the thinnest point in where they meet. And it feels like that almost may be slipping that's causing the clicking noise. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, that the gear's skipping. What do you mean it's not the motor? Hey, Hi's here. Fixing things, what do you mean that it's not the motor? A baby PCB? No, there's no PCB inside these. I can take everything out, but all the controlling and switching on this motor is done externally. The controllers are built onto the boards. Inside here is literally just 2 electromagnets and a permanent magnet in the center. So if I open this up, I'll take everything out of it. I mean, I could be wrong. There could be some little PCB down underneath this shield, but I don't think so. Yeah, there's nothing in here. That's it. It's just all plastic. All plastic and a piece of metal. Yeah, that's definitely a magnet, because as soon as it's just stuck to it. Like, watch when I drop it. Just sticks. I feel like that the magnet becomes too powerful. I'm trying to think what else I've seen that causes that. Man, what is it? There's something that, like, over time... Oh, it's the fucking... God damn it, what's it called? The Xbox 360. The drives on those would stick because the permanent magnet that sits down on top of the actual CD when you pop it in would get strong over time, or would magnetize the other side or something. It would create a stronger bond. And then just a little bit of dust or anything on the little drive belt would cause it to slip. And what you could do is you could replace the drive belt, but sometimes they would still stick. I would take the center post and kind of demagnetize it a little bit, and they would work better. But anyway, let's put on our new ones. It's a stepper motor. These are stepper motors. The reason they call them stepper motors is because they literally step, like they've got individual gear steps. Alright, so here's our new one. These are marked on the side. VID 29-05P. Whatever the fuck that means. But anyway, new motors, let's put them in. So, find our slots, line them up, and just press them into the board. Where's my other one that I just had in my hand and now it's gone missing? I'm gonna go crazy. I literally just had one in my hand a second ago. Or did I already put it in? I already put it in. I am going crazy. Alright, so here's our new pins sticking through. We need to resolder those back down. So we'll add some flux. Are the teeth in the yellow gear soft? That's what I'm thinking. I think it slips is what happens. They are softer. What do you do for a customer as office installs such as 2010 or 2007 don't have a product key and need to have a fresh install Windows done? What we do for office is getting a certain activation key. Shh, don't tell nobody. We use a tool called Office Toolkit. Honestly, I think it's kind of bullshit that Office is even something you have to pay for. It used to be free. Used to be free. Used to come on every fucking computer you would get as an option for free. You could download it for free. Is it possible to solder them backwards? No, because if you look, there's plastic pins. There's two on this side around the actual motor peg, and there's one on this side. If you try to put them in any other way, they won't fit. You have to align them the proper way. Technically, if you took the post off, yes, you could put them in backwards, and the gauge would work the opposite direction. Which video is not working? Is Twitch not working or YouTube not working? You can also access the key for Microsoft and Windows and everything through the registry. Twitch is fine. Okay. Am I being trolled? Alright, let's clean up our solder flux residue, because flux is not nice. This solder that I put on is lead free. This is a high tin mixture. It's very strong. Semi clusters tend to go through a lot of vibration, so I like to have a really strong solder joint. The older clusters in these Volvos used to actually break the solder joints all the time. So most of them, the motors never died because they're really robust like motors. They actually use a motor and not a stepper motor. The motor in those is just supplied a constant analog voltage, and as the voltage increases, the motor just pulls itself over. It's got a spring retention arm in it, so like as you apply voltage, it starts to turn itself and turn itself and turn itself, and then once it gets to like the 180 point, there's another motor that kicks in and pulls it the rest of the way around, and then when it wants to go back, it reduces the voltage till it gets to the middle point, and then it reduces the voltage on the other side, and they kind of like fall back into place where the 0 point is. There's no step in them. It's just an actual like a typical wound motor that you would find in anything else. If you could If you could alternate current into the motor fast enough, it would probably just sit there and fucking spin forever. So it's just I guess it's almost a two-phase AC motor, but they use DC current to control both sides. They just split up the two sides from each other. Alright, so now with the new ones in, I can turn these by finger. I don't even need the gauge on them. The original ones, you couldn't. The only way you could turn it was put the needle on it. Alright, so let's find. What the fuck am I doing with everything today? I take stuff off and then I don't know where the fuck I put it. Losing my mind. That's it. Oh, it's right in front of me. Duh. Alright, so we'll put our cover back on. We'll move the microscope out of the way so you all can see what I'm doing. I'll put my screws back in. We tell customers if they want an OS reinstall, if they don't have a key, we can activate it for them, but they'll need a key for the actual Windows thing. I personally just use an activator for Windows because it's kind of annoying that you have to fucking pay for it, because Windows seems like the only fucking people that do that. You can download all your updates for Mac for free, you can download Linux for free, but fucking Microsoft, man. Bunch of D-bags. You would think that the amount of money that they make off everything else, they wouldn't be such fucking douchebags. Gotta make that cheddar though. Greg, be careful about posting anything that might be technically illegal in chat. We can talk about it, but try not to link stuff if it's technically illegal. Yeah, I use a KMS activator also. I think it's really just shitty that they do that. I mean, if Mac can offer their shit for free, why can't Microsoft? I mean, they offered everybody a free upgrade to Windows 10, but if you go out and you want to just download it to install it, you can't do that. No, sir. That is not cool. Alright, so I'm just lining all these stepper motors back up. I do that by turning them all the way to their 0 point, and if it's too far you can turn it back until it stops the other direction, and when it does stop you can push the needle and it'll slide on the actual stepper motor post. So if they're not perfectly aligned, I can, so say this one, see my 0 point on this one here is now kind of raised up. So my 0 point's raised up. If I take it and I press down on it, it'll slide on the post. So I went too far, so I'll turn it all the way back the other way, push it back just a little, and then come back and just very gently turn it into place, and now they're all lined. So we can take our tape off, which of course is going to come off in multiple pieces, because fuck you. Yeah, you can pull the key from the hard drive. It's stored in the registry. If the operating system still works and you have access to the registry, or even if you don't have the operating system working, but the hard drive's good, you can access the Windows key and the Office key through the registry. When you go to the flea market, is it an informational table, or we do simple repairs at the flea market? So At the flea market, we'll do like simple computer problems. We'll do screen replacements, charging port replacements. We'll do some soldering, but no like crazy micro soldering. We have a microscope out there. I have my original AMScope. It's like the SC400. It's a little older model. It's not exactly like the SC400. It's the one prior, I guess the predecessor to that. But I have that out there. That's the microscope I started on. I made quite a bit of money on it too. I bought it for like $80. Do I get hagglers? Dude, all the fucking time. Even here we get hagglers. I mean, people are cheap. It's always how it is. They're always cheap. What do you guys use for hardware diagnostics on computers? Any special discs to run tests for you? Or you just dig in hands-on? Depends on what kind of hard drive test you're doing. For hard drives themselves, I think it's Disk Health or something like that is a free download. You can do a full sector read on it. It'll check if there's any bad sectors. Or yeah, I think it's called Disk Health or something like that. And then for memory, we use MemTest 86 or whatever it is. It's a DOS-based memory tester. That's about it. I mean, CPU stuff, we rarely see bad CPUs. RAM goes bad, but even then, running a RAM test is really pointless because you can really just pull out the RAM and see if it boots or not. I'm trying to think of what else we do. Hard drives are the main thing we see go bad, honestly. Hard drives fail all the fucking time. And it's really telltale signs when hard drives start to fail. I use Geek Squad MRI, don't have a boot into an OS and does everything for me. I mean, whatever software works. I mean, most stuff like that, like most hardware diagnostic shit is something you can do without even fucking booting the computer up. I mean, to test it to see if it turns on, but most of that stuff you can tell right away what it is. Now, as far as data recovery, we use just software-based stuff. I really want to get into the hardware and the actual software, like the forensic style software recovery, but I don't have that kind of money right now. Nor do I want to invest in it yet. I do want to eventually get to that point because there is a lot of money in it. But at this point in my business, I don't want to sink $10,000 into something like that when I don't really want to spend that, because I'd rather put $10,000 into opening another store first, which is the plan. Hopefully, if things go well and we don't get board repairs that I can't fix every fucking day, if things go well, I'm hoping by October, maybe November, to try to open up our new store, or at least get it in movement. Oh, you've had MemTest say there's a bad RAM chip when there's a bad cap on the board? We had some of the older compacts, or I think it was compact, or HP. Some of the older HP computers we saw had bad caps on the board next to the CPU. It would cause random shutoffs. Do you get a lot of SSD failures? Are the disk platter drives more common failure? Disk drives are most common to fail. We've had one SSD come in that was bad, and I'm not sure what was failing on it. I would assume it was the controller IC. So what would happen would be you would start to format it and then it would like fucking lock up. Is Micah gonna run the store? Micah will be one of the head technicians there. My girlfriend will probably run the store. She honestly needs to run this store. She's well organized compared to me. I'm not very organized. When she's not around, shit doesn't get done. Well, I fix things, but things don't get mailed out when they're supposed to. Yeah, I plan on opening another store in Kentucky. I'm actually going to open it just south of here. There's about 20 minutes south of here. There's a town that's growing pretty quickly. It's called Franklin, Kentucky. And they have one place there that does computer repairs and just started doing iPhone repairs. But they don't know what they're doing, and they use the cheapest quality screens, and their prices are high. So I figure since there's nobody down there, that's a perfect opportunity, and they have a decent population. Tim, yeah, you missed it. They have a decent population, and like I said, they're growing quickly because they're getting several factories coming in, which is going to bring a lot of jobs there. And they also get a large amount of people that drive from Tennessee since they're right on the border. So the people that come from Tennessee are also potential customers. I've seen one bad SSD also, and it was a PNY. PNY. I have a PNY in my computer. I haven't had any problems with it. But dog was sick. What'd you do to your dog, Tim? What have you done to your dog, Tim? I kind of like that it's on screen for both chats, because now if you all are chatting on Twitch or if you're on YouTube, you all can read that and kind of talk to each other. I kind of hope that, I know that Lewis keeps his mostly full screen so you can see what he's doing, but I think it would be a good idea for him to do the same thing. Just one side of the screen have the chat listed. I made her sick with my comments last night. I know. I'm sorry. Alright, let me go grab a warranty sticker and put this fucker up. Alright, got our warranty sticker here. Let's place it over one of our screw holes. Press down firmly to activate the sticker. These warranty remove stickers are nice, especially on this kind of stuff where I send it out. I need to start doing something for phones. Really, I don't need a warranty sticker, but just I usually mark the back of phones on the back side of the board so I know. Why not do mail-in? What are you talking about, Marway? Or Mareway? Oh, you're talking to Chuck. I do mail-in. Mail-in's kind of hard though. That's, I mean, it's a fairly large like selection of people, and I feel that mail-in, unless you get a good reputation for just being able to do a decent job at what you do, mail-in tends to increase the competition pool to the point that you're that's when you start dealing with like really low ballers. I don't know. I kind of wish that people value their time as much as it's worth. Like, the thing that I don't get is, like, people talk about, like, the Touch IC stuff, and I don't mean, I'm not trying to talk down about anybody or the way that they do their business, because it's your business, you do what you want, and if it makes you money, do it. But in my mind, like, the Touch IC stuff, there's stuff online, like, on eBay as cheap as, like, $40, and I'm like, why? I was like, I'm thinking to myself, this is a repair that A, saves their phone. They don't have to go out and spend any money. B, is a longer repair than what Apple will offer them. And in some situations it's a data recovery situation, so they get their data back. So Apple charges $150. You don't get your data. They give you another phone that will have the same problem, and they give you a 3-month warranty. Why can't you offer a repair for a similar price, which is what we do? We offer it to customers at $125, which it's cheaper than Apple, and they don't have to drive to the Apple store. And then they get to keep their data, they get to keep their phone. The repair is going to last a lot longer, and they get the same fucking warranty. It doesn't make any sense to me why people lowball themselves. I mean, and that's what happens when you go into a mail-in type of setup. You start competing with everybody, and then what happens is since you're competing with a wider audience, people start doing this fucking, I'm just gonna undercut you. Like, I don't know. Like, these cluster repairs, I'm not the cheapest, but I'm not the most expensive. I try to be a competitive price for what I think it's worth. Volvo charges the customer, I believe it's $600 to do this. If you take it to a third-party place, most of them order a placement cluster, which is $300. And then I offer this service with the mailing fees and everything. It comes out to be about $200. So for $200, they get their cluster fixed, they save some money, and they don't have to fucking go anywhere. The only drawback to this is I can't be as fast as if they take it into a shop and the shop just swaps it out. But I can at least offer something that is less costly and is fairly quick. I agree, some of them don't do the M1 jumper. Hell, I'm pretty sure some of the really cheap ones are probably just reflowing the chips and sending them back out. We have gotten shit rework stuff. I'm over here talking to the fucking floor. We have gotten shit rework things. Like, stuff will come into us that somebody else has worked on, and it's just a nightmare. We've had phones come in here from a place across town that they fucked up, and I can't get the phone to work anymore, and these people lose like photos and shit. Like, one of them was a 6 Plus. They had done a Touch IC on it. Simple repair. I don't think I've fucked up anything on, like, the worst I've ever done to a Touch IC is I had one that the backlight went out on it. So that was early on, I replaced it. I haven't had a problem since. Greg, I agree with you on the motor stuff. They probably do just replace them. But I haven't had problems since then with anything going wrong with these boards. Touch IC is pretty routine now. And still, these people took it to this other store because, and it's not their fault, they didn't know that we offered the service. The company in town, Digital Dock, that does the repairs is a little more well known, but we're gaining a name now. People are starting to hear about us, but they take it to Digital Dock, and Digital Dock's got a guy or somebody that comes in and does their microsoldering repairs. And I mean, maybe he's just not very not skilled yet, like he hasn't practiced enough, but I don't think you should be working on customers' boards if that's the case. But what they do is they pull the board out and they sit there with a fucking Hako hot air station and sit there and just hold it over the chip. They don't test anything. Like, there's a video on their website of him doing it. They don't test anything. They don't probe the chip to see if it's liquid. They don't do anything like that. He just holds it there until he thinks it's okay, and then he takes it away. Doesn't take the chip off. Doesn't run a jumper. Doesn't fucking test to see if it's even liquid or if he's overheated the board. So they did that to this customer's board. It came in with intermittent touch. It left with no touch at all. And it wouldn't even boot up sometimes. So when they brought it in to me, we pulled the CPU shield off, and there's solder balls like fucking everywhere. I don't even know how the phone turned on to start with. I had one shorting from VCC main to what was it shorted to? It was touching one of the resistors nearby, and it wouldn't let the fucking thing turn on. And then I got all those cleared out, and the phone would turn on, and sometimes it wouldn't. Sometimes you'd have to press on the CPU, sometimes you didn't have to get it to boot up. We replaced Mason on it, no touch. We replaced Cumulus on it, no touch. We checked all the voltages, it wasn't getting any power. I replaced the PMIC, still no touch. The only thing I could think is that there's a signal that comes from the CPU that kind of tells the ICs to turn on, because we replaced all the resistors. We replaced the B-Sync generating chip, whatever it is, like U2403 or something like that, or 2401, or Mason's 2401, I think it's 2403. I might be wrong, but it's the one that does the B-Sync line output or input or whatever the fuck it is. I replaced all that and could not get touchback on it. And the only thing I could think is the CPU does tell the phone when the screen is present and when touch needs to work. And the only thing I can think is there was something in the CPU because it got overheated that it probably fucked that, because I did everything I could and couldn't get the photos back. The phone would turn on, but you just couldn't touch the screen. And the guy, for some reason, had gone in and disabled Siri. It had worked before, and then he disabled it. There's supposedly a way to get around with Siri. You can get into the settings and enable the Bluetooth, and then use a Bluetooth mouse or something, or keyboard to get into it. I don't know. I couldn't get it to even be able to trust the computer. So it's simple repairs that are done by people that don't really know what they're doing, and they do it for cheaper because they want the business, and then they just fuck shit up. There's some guys out there that know what they're doing that are cheaper priced, and I don't understand why. I guess you get a lot more quantity, but then at the same time, do you want to deal with that? I don't know. CPU reball is really easy? Yeah, I wish it was fucking easy. I'm getting email notifications from Twitch right now. But, so this cluster's fixed. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I'm waiting on a chip for the Galaxy S6 here. I got a couple boards that are not booting. They're all going to be time consuming. I really don't want to do that shit today. I don't think I really have anything else. Y'all want to talk about anything, or is that good enough for you all? I'm glad. It seems like the test is going okay. I haven't seen any issues with people complaining about the stream. Let's see. Trying to see how far chat is behind. It's not behind too bad on YouTube. Did I miss something? I'm scrolling up to see. Oh, hi. Sorry, hi. I missed the comment that you made. I didn't see that you had asked about Twitch being for gaming. It's not just for gaming. I mean, they have other stuff. It's just another medium. I really do like some of the features on Twitch. I like that you can do subscriber stuff, so that they can get like inside information, and you can do like giveaways and stuff for people that want to be part of the community more. I also like the voiceover stuff, and the chat's better. Like, you can do whitelist, blacklist for people. You can do different things for it has a ban list, which YouTube still doesn't fucking have, so you can actually unban people. I think there's a lot of positives to Twitch. I think the viewer base is a little less, but I mean, what can you do? It's just part of it. But hopefully we can grow both bases. If you all like Twitch, you can watch it on Twitch. If you like YouTube, you can watch it on YouTube. It's really up to you. Either way is fine with me. Whatever is convenient for you all is why I'm doing it. I think that there's some people that do like to watch on Twitch, so if that's easier for you, I'm more than happy to just keep streaming to both of them. Restream.io is what we're using, and it's an awesome setup because I put out one stream and then they restream it to everyone else, which is pretty cool. But I think that's about it. What was that multimeter? I want to look that up real quick. It was a Fluke meter that somebody posted. USB interface. 279? Was it 279? That's a thermal multimeter. I don't need a fucking FLIR multimeter. $289 maybe? Yeah, $289. So let's look that up. $289. Fluke 289, $539. Oh, here's one used on eBay for $379. View details. All items as shown. Well, that's not good. Just shows the meter. Alright, let's go back to the intranets and see Fluke 289 current logging meter. Does it actually do display though? That's what I question. But it's got this big ass fucking what looks to be like a Bluetooth thing. Does the DC Power Supply use a special serial for DB9? The USB uses a printer USB cable. It has some type of internal, it's like a PL2023 connection inside of it. I think that's what it is. Let me tell. Actually, it may be something different. I may have lied to you. Hold on. I can tell you exactly what the driver is for it. Here, you all can actually see it here. So, Silicon Labs CP210X USB to UART bridge. That's what it uses. Chris, have you ever done any appliance repair, any smart appliance? I've worked on relay boards for refrigerators. Just replacing the relays when they go bad. That's about it. Nothing crazy. Do I have to YouTube this to see how this fucking thing works? Fluke 289 USB. Oh, it's an optical cable? Is it the same fucking shit I'm using? It seems like it's the same shit I'm using. 287 does the same thing evidently. I want to see the USB features, you son of a bitch. Is your video not going to show any of that? Thank you. It shows nothing of that. It may only be for logging. I don't know if it actually does anything or not. I don't like the video that I'm seeing though because the software looks like it's also serial based. It looks to be the same fucking shit that's on the other one. Oh no, it shows up as a USB. No, it's fucking serial based. Does it actually show anything on screen? I don't even see. It doesn't show if it does on screen. Try the Fluke 280. Logging multimeter with trend capture. Alright, let's see. Features. See, I have a feeling that these only do logging and then you have to download an output. Optical to USB communication interface allows for easy PC download to document log data with the FVF software. Let's look at that. FVF software. The Flux View Forms software. Features. With Flux View Forms document software, the logging capabilities of handheld test equipment can be used to solve tough problems. You can download the readings from the meter in Flux View to spot trends in the document measures. You can instantly review and compare data from up to 6 different meters in the same documents. Is there real time though? Do you have real time? Yeah, the 280 looks like it's probably the best value. It says the 180 will do it also. Relay swap is the best repair, but less is more. It fixes it, probably saves the full cost of plants. Yeah, the relay's going out on pretty regularly. What's going on? Is Tim having problems? Alright, the meter on the table, you can measure, store hundreds of readings in the multimeter internal memory, and then later download the information. Aha, here we go. So it says here, such as the Flux. So it says for meters that have internal memory can store hundreds of readings in the meter's internal memory and then later download this information with the Flux View Forms. For meters that don't have internal memory, such as the Flux 187, 789, and 45, you can take interactive readings while connected to your PC with the Flux Forms software. Flux Forms also logs events to make analysis of your data easier. The unique method of data recording provides more detailed readings and input signals change significantly. The amount of change will trigger an event that can adjust to fit your specific situation. So I guess it does do live. But is it just bar graphs? It seems like the only thing they show on their website is fucking bar graphs. So let's check out the Flux 45, 187, and 789 and see who's the cheapest of the group. Flux 187, $155 used. Flux 45. That's a fucking benchtop meter that's $1,000. Oh, thank you. And the Flux 789. Philip, I do have the ProTech. It doesn't work on my computer for some reason. So the 789 is the most expensive. So the best value would be the one. Well, I wonder if either one of them can do the live stream, because the 280, even if it has internal memory, I would think it would allow you to do the live action. So the 280 is $180. If I'm reading this correct. Is that for the case? Let's go shopping real quick. That's just for a case. I don't even know if Flux 280 is an actual item. Doesn't look like it. So let's do the 179, I think it was. 179 is $300. Why are we looking at meters? Because I want to get one that does on screen that actually works. Flux 179 USB. Display, data storage. Okay, so it says the 179 doesn't have USB. And why the fuck did the other one say it did? The 789 has it. It has USB and RS-232, which is what the other meter uses and doesn't work. It has GPIB interface. Why different flux? Some of them are tacky and some of them aren't. General purpose, industrial maintenance, 787. That's nice. They have a little comparative sheet on their website. You can compare all the different meters and what features they have and don't have. So let's see, the Flux 179 has no USB interface. The only one I see that they list on their website is the 789. What Windows is my version? It's Windows 10. It's on the newest update too. I guess I'll call Flux and talk to him. But anyway, I think that'll be it. I'll talk to Flux on Monday and see if I can figure out which meter they have that will fit my needs. I have a Flux 15B and I love the meter. It's a great meter. It doesn't have any options other than just being a meter. But if you ever want a good starter meter, the 15B Plus, which is a Chinese only market meter, but you can buy them in the US. They just don't come with any warranty in the US. It's a great beginner's meter. The 13B has all the options the 15B and the 17B have. They're just covered up by plastic, so if you're really hard up for it, you can drill holes, wire it up, and have intermittent buttons to do all of the options. But definitely recommend those. No, this is a speech chat. It's a program that runs with OBS, and you can sync it with YouTube and Twitch, Alex. Yeah, the 17B has all the options. I have a 15B, but if you take the housing apart, the 15B, the 13B, and the 17B it's all the same PCB, but the plastic overmold that they use doesn't have the holes or the buttons in it, so they kind of trick you. Like I said, if you're really hard up on it and want all the options, you can put intermittent switches in yourself, and then all you have to do is solder to the two pads, and then it would work. Does it do Facebook Live? No, it doesn't do Facebook Live. Only Twitch and YouTube is what I noticed. But anyway, I'm going to get off here and go the fuck home and hang out on my off day. And I hope that you all like the stream. I hope that the chat, I really like the chat set up now, since you all can tell if it's YouTube or Twitch. Yeah, Flux has a USB output meters. They have several of them. I'm trying to figure out which the cheapest one, because I really don't need to spend $600 if I don't have to. If I can get like a $200 or $300 meter that does the USB output, I'm going to get one. The only thing that I can say about the ProTech, or the whatever the fucking meter that one was, it's just, you can tell that it's kind of cheap, because like the thing that I always test is the latch speed for continuity testing. So when you do the latch speed, Like as soon as I touch my meter probes, the Flux beeps. If I go real fast, it picks up most of those. If you do that type of like quick touching with the other one, it hardly ever beeps. The Tech Power, that's what it was. No, I haven't had any luck with the Tech Power one. I wish I could though. I really want a cheap option, but I don't think that that's going to be possible. Yeah, I had the YouTube chat before, but this one I have both. And I think it looks a little better. It's got a little pizzazz to it. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for watching, ladies and gents. Everyone have a good day. And I will see you all tomorrow, I'm sure. See ya.